Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about getting advice from your future self. So let's start with pile number 1. We have the sign of Aries, Leo, Pisces, and Scorpio. Your card is Success in Love. For the second pile, we have Taurus, Sagittarius, Cancer, and Aquarius. And your card is Hope, Big Water. For the third pile, we have Capricorn, Libra, Virgo, and Gemini. And your card is Short Illness. Okay. I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using your zodiac sign, your card, or the chosen deck, or even your intuition. I will give you a moment and I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Success in Love. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so it can be about love, romantic relationships, but it can also be just about the general idea of success. So let's see what your future self wants to tell you today. Okay, just a group of cards. Okay. They're coming out in groups. What does your future self want to tell you today? Okay, just one. So we have Epona's wild daughter. I think maybe your future self is trying to contact you in your dreams. Speculation with Jupiter in Cancer. Seduction with Jupiter in Pisces. Inspiration with Mercury in Pisces. And manipulation with Jupiter in Scorpio. Interesting. Mutation, sudden change, authenticity, justice, ego death. I feel like something's below the surface of the conscious, and it's coming to you in your dreams. It might be something about another person who is trying to do something with you or for you, and I think that they might be like interested in more than just what is at the surface level. Healing, transformation, rebirth, confrontation, emptiness. Tradition with resurrection, truth, sincerity, clear path. And revelation, sudden change, authenticity, justice, ego death. I just noticed that these cards, I think that this card has some sort of a mistake here. because they have the same description. So there was a mistake here in printing or something, which is interesting. I didn't realize it until now. So possibly there's some sort of a seductive character here, someone who is kind of enchanting, but the truth is coming out, and it might be something that's scary, off-putting in some way for you, or it's kind of a shock, or too much of a change for you. Maybe it's scary to change your how do I say this? Like your stance on a specific relationship. I see like a relationship turning into something more. So starting as a friendship and then turning into something different, possibly. And it's kind of daunting. It's something that I think it kind of presents you with a challenge or some sort of a riddle or like a puzzle to solve. And it might be that you're lacking, there's a missing piece here that you're lacking, maybe. Okay. So why? There's like this mistake. So maybe someone, either you or the other person, might be misinterpreting signs. And I think that it's all going to be cleared out. It's going to be clarified. But what I'm struggling to understand here is why it's causing this disruption in your subconscious, what it wants to bring up to the surface, and where is this leading you afterwards. Two of Pentacles. There might be like a situation where there's more than one person here involved, that maybe this person has other people in their lives who are also in your life. And this is something that affects more than just you and the other person. Ace of Swords. There's some sort of truth-telling and I wouldn't say confession, but there is truth coming out. Nine of Wands. I think that this reading is coming to you to tell you that you're very close to something. You're very close to this. The Four of Wands. I believe that this person might be married, or there's marriage somewhere here. Page of Wands. Ace. Sorry, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So something is successful. There's a successful creation here. There is a good friendship, a good relationship, or something like that. But I think that there are certain energies that are interfering that might lead you to a good result, to a result that you are happy with. However, there's kind of a bitter taste to this victory that I feel is weird. It's not something serious, but it's like, it's almost as if your victory, your success reveals something in the situation, either in yourself or in the other person, that is kind of awkward. It's like, okay, so imagine that someone is like helping you with something that you are doing, and they are giving their time and attention to you, and you think that it's because of things that you have done for that person or the friendship, but it's actually because they feel attracted to you, for instance. So although the result is the same, there's a kind of a something is kind of tainted, although it's a good thing, but it's not exactly an awful thing. There's no like evil intent or anything, but there's just this awkwardness, like it's kind of, on the verge of becoming too much. And I think that maybe this reading is coming to you as a warning, so that if you are on the receiving end of this situation, that you are careful not to be disappointed, or to help that person kind of digest that, that situation. If that's not that feeling, if that's not what you are wanting, and if there's actually rejection. But it can also be that you are learning how to inspire people and move them into, and how to coax them into doing something really good for everyone, but in a way that doesn't interfere too much with their own free will. And free will can be very tricky when you are trying to motivate people and inspire them to do something, because you don't know when you are, kind of having a certain speech, like a motivational, inspirational speech with someone. You don't know how much of what they are seeing in you is a projection. And they might think that the skills they have to do something are actually just because of your presence. And they kind of end up having a codependent relationship with you, or kind of a vampirical, I don't know, something that's not entirely healthy, something that is kind of a puzzling for you. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like your future self is advising you to keep things moving and to keep your focus on the task at hand, and not getting too involved is really, it can be beneficial towards making things healthy for you. So what I'm trying to say is that the more you are detached, the most successful this is going to be. And listen, this is a very specific story. So if you are in a relationship that is stable and that is very nurturing and healthy for you, then that's fine. And if you don't have any doubts about your own involvement in that, that's fine. Maybe this reading isn't for you, or this is just about kind of fine-tuning you the way the way you see yourself in the relationship so that it becomes healthier for you. Because I feel like if you are in a pleasant, healthy relationship, maybe there is something there that needs to come to the surface, and the key might be in your dreams. Although I don't think that that will, alter the relationship or change anything, because success in love, it means that if you are in a relationship, it will be successful. It will keep being successful. But if you are not interested in a relationship and you're more focused on a certain project, I think that there might be a person that might be thinking of you in a way that maybe you're not interested, and it can be kind of hard to navigate that because you're very close to that person, and the being close to that person, maybe working or focus on a project or something, it can kind of muddy the waters, right? It can create confusion. And so detaching and focusing on work, solely focusing on work, I think will slowly, with the everyday routine, clarify things and put things in their rightful place, if this is, what you want for yourself. And yeah, but if you want a relationship, everything is, the path is open, wide open, for you to create a very good bond, passionate, something that will begin with a very auspicious context. That's what I feel like, fortunate. And it's certainly something that you will be able to work on and that will grow, if that's your case. Okay, any more advice from your future self on this? 3 of Wands. This is telling me, like, work with what you have. Work with what, I don't know why. Work with what you have. Let's see what else comes up. 4 of Pentacles. Still giving me that same vibe. Work with what you have. Like, make the best out of whatever you have. I don't know why. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. It seems like you are getting access to a dream that will come true, and that might... Oh. No. Actually, I think that this is like family to me. Work with what you have and create a family. So maybe there's something not so perfect about your reality, your context, or the possibilities that you see right now. But if you keep working, fine-tuning, and now I don't see like exclusion or gathering more resources, or kind of exploratory behavior. I just see like work with what you have, and slowly it will become your dream reality. I also think that you are working for future generations with the 10 of Pentacles here. So I think that you are working on a legacy. It's just much more than... So this is a part of your legacy. It can be family creation. It can be working on a project that is very, it's impactful. It's prosperity and success for a group, not just for yourself, like for a wider circle. So yeah, I think that your future self is also advising you to focus on developing your skills in the work that you're doing, because this is going to leave a legacy for future generations to enjoy. And it's also about leaving a message for future generations, like your message, your legacy, your brand, right? Your brand, your personal touch to something. So I think that the only kind of footnote that I would say is important to remember in this reading is that you will notice kind of a glitch in the matrix, and it will maybe be brought to your attention during dream time, or in maybe a confusing situation, like trying to solve a difficult problem. And then you see that there's a glitch, there's a mistake here, and that you are maybe the only one who sees it, and you're the one that has to solve it. And maybe it's also part of your work and the development of your skills. So correcting that mistake. But I don't think that this mistake is specifically related to this relationship or possible relationship. It can be something else. It can be something more about you, like the legacy you're working on. And this relationship might be tied to it, but I don't think it's like the central point to this, because I feel almost as if it's already a successful connection in a way. You just really need to have a path for it, that, you know, it's almost like designing a path for the relationship to develop in a healthy way, and in a way that is productive also, because I really feel like you are very focused on building something really special, and that requires a lot of love and attention. So this mistake will change things, but it will be for the better. Success is guaranteed in this specific matter. Very nice. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is Hope Big Water. This is the last card of this deck, so there's this kind of achievement, this feeling of being almost there, and also a hope for the future, of also ambition, having big dreams. Okay, so what is the message from your future self? I think we'll see right away. Let's see. Okay, so just give me a moment. Sorry for that. I had to cover the card. Okay, so we have the Bright Mother, and this is, of course, about the mother, of mothering energy. It can be smothering also, but let's see what aspects of this card are going to be emphasized in this reading. Okay, that's enough. hearing something like that's enough. That's enough. And also the cards, like don't take too many cards and don't use too much energy. That's strange. Okay. We have birth with Venus in Cancer. There's a lot of mother energy. The moon, the mother, oh, and the crescent. So, actually, we have 2 crescents and 1 waning. Or is it an eclipse or is it waning? Because it looks like a full moon, right? And possibly some fog or an eclipse. Something about the moon here. Okay, and the sun in Leo with fortune. And also Venus in Gemini with flattery. Okay. We have perfume with instinct, camouflage, sublime, and liberation. And power, magic, energy, and manifestation. So right away, I think that there's one very direct and simple message here, and that is if that's what you hope for or desire. And it's interesting that I think it's the second time, like in the most recent readings, that I get this message. Like, you are possibly becoming a mother or a father. And if you want to conceive, so your future self is telling you that it's going to happen. There's immense power, and it's almost like your hormones are changing and you are becoming a vessel for creation. So if this is you, that's congratulations, because you're going to be a father or a mother very soon. If this isn't you, I would also be careful, because maybe you are in let's say a period of your life where when you are able to be a parent, you are physically, I feel like this is something like in the waters, in your cells, in your physical body. There's a very earthy physicality to this reading. And with the perfume here, I really feel like it's like a pheromone, like you are attracting this situation, you are releasing this pheromone. So this is kind of a very materialistic view of it, but there's also a spiritual side to this. It's like a dream come true, and giving birth is making a dream come true, is the most powerful manifestation, is the creation of another human being, another timeline, another story, stories, another a kind of node in this intricate web of creation. And it's the possibility of a soul to be in the physical. It's very beautiful. It's the essence, right? There's a spiritual essence here. So that's what I'm getting, like, right away from what's happening here. But I think that there's more. So your future self wants to tell you more. Let's see what else. Solitude. This is the Hermit. Rupture or disruption. This is the Strength card. Harmony with the Ten of Cups. So there you go. I feel whenever I see the dolphins and this beautiful drawing, I always think about the soul and how dolphins can transmit that idea of great intelligence and great connection to God while being childlike and playful. So to me, this continues to be the birth of a child, like the soul entering the tiny body, and the gentleness of it and the beauty of it, the raw emotional connection of that. This is vulgarity. Well, I don't think that this is the correct translation. I will check it. So this is more like the mundane, the day-to-day life. So I think that this is telling me that this is a path that you're walking and that you're not there yet. And that's also here with the hope, big water. You're not there yet, but it's going to happen in a very simple, kind of down to earth. You know, you're not expecting it to happen, and it happens. Participation with the Four of Wands. Guilt with the Eight of Swords. The release of this. This is youth. That magical moment of the child. Adventure. The child is going on an adventure. Interesting. You know, to me, this is like your child is not going to be alone. So maybe the family you're creating, if this is you, is going to grow. So you might already have children, so the family grows, or you are having one of many children, or this is about children. Specifically babies. Maybe you're also someone who works with children. This might also be, if you have the dream to work with children, I feel like this is also your future self telling you that this is happening. It's going to be your day-to-day life. So children are going to be a part of your day-to-day life, and that beauty of and the playfulness and the soulfulness of children. Also the intensity, because you have power here. You know, with the Venus in Gemini, it's also possible that you're having twins. Or more than one. There's something here about more than one. Triplets, twins, wow. Don't be scared if this isn't you. And if this energy is not at all what you are connecting to, there's also another layer here that might apply, which is the connection to your mother or the connection to your childhood. But when I say childhood, I see very early childhood, like your birth, for instance. Your how did it go? How did your mother deal with that? Was it safe and pleasant as much as possible, or was it very traumatic, very painful? There's something about that release of sadness, or there's something about the release of that moment. Something about giving birth. So your mother giving birth to you. So if this is your case, if this is your birth, this reading is coming to tell you that there's something incredibly powerful about that moment that can affect your outlook on life. And maybe it's something that will end some sort of sadness, or end maybe a period of solitude, and start a period of cooperation. So maybe there is a group of people that's kind of a soul group of sorts that is waiting for you to understand something that happened in your birth, or when you were in your mother's belly, so that you can be free of that. Maybe there is some sort of guilt. Maybe you hurt your mother when you were being born, and sometimes we carry so much in our subconscious, and it's we're such a puzzle, right? We're such a weird puzzle, and we're so rich and so complex. So it's also here depicted with the dolphins, right? They're incredibly smart, and if you just analyze the surface, they just look like fish, although they're of course they're not a fish, they're mammals. But it's kind of that complexity, that silliness of life, that's very serious and silly. It's kind of a tragedy, but also a comedy, and it's both. There's something about finding the essential, like the humor, finding some sort of humor in a very tragic situation. And I think that the moment you can laugh about something that is very sad, or very heavy, the moment you can laugh about it, something magical happens, and there's some sort of path that opens up to you, so that you can move forward in the direction of a dream that's coming true, because you have the manifestation here, and there's there's a lot of power in that. Wow, surrendering. Four of Cups. And morality. Queen of Swords. Okay. So yes, there's some sort of limiting idea, like a misconception or a specific idea about how things should be, how a family should be, how a woman should be, how a man or a father should be, how a mother should act and behave. There's some sort of limiting belief there, and I think that you have to give that, back. Like, okay, this does not belong to me, and I give it to the universe, to whatever energy. Maybe even a body of water. There's like a lot of water. The ocean, being near the ocean with the dolphins. Surrendering something to the ocean, giving it back, or thanking the ocean for something. I don't know. There's some sort of kind of a magical interaction with the ocean, or ocean life. Creativity, the Empress, once again, and the crescent moon. So yeah, if you don't want to get pregnant, be careful because I think you're like you're ready. You're ready. This is such a mother's reading. And if it's not you, it can be your own mother, of course. But maybe also finding ways, if this is hard for you, finding ways to be thankful to your mother. Maybe you have some problems with that. Maybe it's painful to be thankful to your mother. Or if it's not painful, maybe if you just take a few moments of your day to say something beautiful to your mother and meaningful, I don't know, something helps. Something helps. Yeah, something helps you. I don't know. Exhaustion, 9 of Wands. Integration. This is the Temperance card. And possibilities with the 2 of Wands. Guidance. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so I think that you might need something from that energy, that lineage, the mother lineage, and there's guidance for you there, and it's something that enables you to go in the direction of your dreams, to go in the direction of materializing something. I also think that your mother is giving you something that you can hold with your hands. Maybe, you know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing you say something to your mother or to someone who represents that energy in your life. It can also be in meditation if your mother is no longer present in your life, in embodied, and you want to contact with their energy. You can also meditate on it, and maybe you will be given something you can hold with your hands, and that something is a part of that guidance and also part of that work that you have to do to create your dream, to materialize your dream. And also it's something that kind of releases you from some sort of negativity, maybe some sort of guilt complex that is very natural, because the gift of life is something that's so incredible, and we can't really begin to kind of fathom how to describe it. But in meditation or in an emotional way, if it's a more emotional expression and not so rational, it's easier for us to kind of release certain ideas or misconceptions or guilt or sadness. Yeah, I think that you're getting like it's like realizing that you are very loved and appreciated, and also having an interaction where that is the conversation, that is about that generosity of life giving and of receiving the gift. But in a very practical, down-to-earth perspective, I feel like this is about the ability to generate life in, any capacity. If you're a father, or if you're a mother, or if you are creating something that is you can also be someone who works in like healthcare, and you are working with pregnant women, or working with children, working with newborns. There's a lot of beauty here related to that moment of the human story. So if this is not appealing to you in any way, I would maybe consider studying or asking more questions about that specific period of your own life story. So whoever witnessed your birth, or witnessed you as a newborn, or witnessed your mother being pregnant, and maybe they can tell you stories, or show you something, or give you even a present, or something that kind of triggers and opens this really heartfelt connection to something very mundane. It's kind of weird because it's an object, but there's a lot of spiritual charge, a lot of spiritual energy and power, and also emotions attached to it. And I think that opens up a world of possibilities to you that maybe it wasn't accessible. It's very sweet, very, very sweet energy, very nurturing. The mother energy, but also specifically that period of the mother story. So the period of pregnancy and birth and the newborn. So in your life, somehow, this might be helpful. I hope so. If you enjoy this reading, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you so much. Bye. Pile number 3. Let's see what your future self wants to tell you right now. Okay, let's get a fairy for you. Maybe 2. Okay. So your card is short illness, and it can mean many things. It can also mean something that's very transient, something that will end soon, or that will be short-lived. Let's see. Okay, Il the Retriever. Beautiful. And himself. Interesting. Okay. What else do we have for pile number 3? What does your future self want to tell you? Okay. We have the moon in Virgo with order. Venus in Leo with affair. Oh. Optimism with the moon in Sagittarius. Okay. Quarrel with Mars in Cancer. And publicity with Jupiter in Leo. Okay. Then we have knowledge, nonverbal communication, time and space and generations, and also revelation, sudden change, authenticity, justice, ego, death. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say, because yeah, I want to confirm a few ideas before I get to the reading. Okay. 3 of Stones with creativity, or 3 of Pentacles. Ace of Bows with spark of life. And 7 of Arrows, or 7 of Swords with insecurity. 8 of Bows with hearth fire. Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. 2 aces. 6 of Bows with abundance. Eight of Arrows with struggle. And the blasted oak. Huh. It's like being reminded of something. And I feel like you're going to have a challenge in the future. It's a near future, and it's something that will blow off really quickly. It's like, it's more like a loving quarrel. That's how I feel like you are going to. It's almost also something that kind of energizes you, and it kind of moves you into action. It's something that people will see. Something made public with publicity here. Nine of Bows with respect. Queen of Arrows with the Swan. I feel like you're going to be facing some competition here. And I think that it's because you're asserting yourself in a specific area. Maybe you have a specific area of expertise and you are working on it. You have gone so far. Maybe you have guns. Do you have guns? Oh my God. That's not what I was talking about. I don't know why. But there's this masculine energy, this fighting spirit. So maybe that's why I'm speaking about guns, but more like weapons or something like that. Maybe something martial arts, fighting. I feel like there's something about fighting, about martial arts. The 4 of Bows with celebration, but it's like you'll be celebrating right after it. Wow. The 2 of Arrows with injustice. There might be some sort of change that you, like a very quick adaptation that you have to make. And it's like quick action. I don't know. Something about quick action, acting, having a quick reaction to something. Like saving something from falling, or from like grabbing something, right when it was going to break or something. Like a moment of great agility and strength and power. Um, but it will also be like a show of skills somehow. And there's a lot of unpredictability here. So I think that this reading is coming to you so that you have like a heads up, and that you are not caught off guard. So that maybe you are kind of, okay, I can sense that I am coming to that moment of, the energy is feeling a little bit chaotic. I see that something might fall or something might go awry, and you kind of catch it. You have that right energy. You're reminded of the action. It's also like the having a reaction that is intuitive, that is completely, you don't have time to think, okay? It's just a reaction. And it's really in the nick of time. It's the perfect time. And I think that this is something about, there's something also here about facing competition, or facing some sort of a group that is interested in the same thing as you, or that is interested in channeling things towards a direction, and you want them to go the other way. And it's also about making your beliefs known, making your beliefs public, having a public persona, revealing something about yourself that is authentic. And you might have a negative reaction. At first it might feel like you're being attacked, but then I feel like you also find the kindred spirits, and you also find the loving embrace of a group that is supportive. But it requires an action of faith, like a reaction. It's kind of weird. It's like reacting to something really honestly and candidly, being judged by it because of your reaction. But then people like saying, no, he or she is right to do that. So maybe there's this quarrel with someone, or there's a competition, or there's a kind of a face-off, and you reveal something, you make something come to the surface because of the reaction of that person, maybe, or because of the words you use that trigger something to happen that comes to the knowledge of everyone. And the people who are around you, they're like, no, you're right, you acted in the right way, you saved this situation, because there's a good intention, there's a good kind of substrata, there's a genuine, strong, loving underpinning beneath your communication, beneath your, so it's like reading between the lines, but it's more like under the lines, or beneath the surface, what is nonverbal communication. So understanding the intention behind the words, and also the story, because there's the story and there's also the meta narrative, the narrative about the narrative, right? The many layers of stories that we are living that fit in this wider overarching story. And this is also telling me that you are overcoming the small story because you are in line with the big story. And people are going to realize that, and they're maybe going to fight you at first, but then they'll be grateful because they will understand, oh, but this is where this is coming. This is coming from a place of love and understanding. This isn't coming from a place of superficiality or, or chaos. This is coming from order. This is coming from a clear, specific sequence of ideas. It's not something that you just because you're fast reacting and your words are coming out very fast or clearly and kind of bluntly, it doesn't mean that you are not thoughtful. So there might come a time, this is your future self is trying to warn you, there might come a time when you are going to have to kind of compress your knowledge of something into a very tiny moment, like a yes or no, like a very small answer, like concentrating, the knowledge of a book that's this size, that's like this thick, into a word. Like, what do you think of this in one word? And you have to just be quick and answer, because you have to save something. There's something that needs to be kind of grabbed, very quickly. Reflex, that's the word I was searching for, like having very fast reflexes so that you can grab the opportunity or grab the moment and use it like a weapon, because it's a powerful weapon. There's something really martial about this, because I think that there's this need, it's not violent, this is very metaphorical. There's this need to turn something that was going south into something that is positive. And there's this saving moment, like, I will turn this around right now. And you use it as a weapon. It becomes something more than what it is. It's like the pen is mightier than the sword. It's like you say a word and it just becomes like an arrow, like a bomb, like it goes off and it changes the landscape. And it saves the day, or it saves something. It's interesting that also this, it acts kind of like it has like a bomb effect, because it has like an aftermath, right? I feel like people will gather and will like endorse you. So this might even be like politics or something. People will endorse you. People will support you because you are saving something, an idea or a concept from disgrace, or from, there's a revelation about it and it's made public. It's something that's public. It's a public affair. Public affair. PR? Maybe you are working in PR and you kind of save something from bad PR, for instance. You kind of save the day, you turn it around. So interesting. And it's a quick reflex, quick reaction. So yeah, I think that this reading comes to you so that when this energy starts to build, you identify it immediately, and you are just instantly triggered into action, and you don't need to think too much about it. You are already kind of trained, right, to act instinctively instead of, using too many words or using, inefficient movements or gestures. You're very focused on what you need to do. Yeah, I hope this was helpful and that it's useful for you in this specific moment. If it fits your story right now, thank you so much for this. And if you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.